Hello and welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Doctor Who. Apparently, all of the sort of problem areas are now being resolved. Apparently, they're being moved. They're being gone. They're being adios, amigos. This is interesting, actually. This comes to us courtesy of Nerdrotic, Gary. I actually don't know how to say his last name. But Gary from Nerdrotic. This is his rumour. No major reason to doubt it, as he has said anyway, mainly because his source for this rumour is a similar source, or the same source, for other rumours that would prove to be true. So I've got no reason to doubt it, but I always doubt things from the BBC that sound positive because, well, it's the BBC. And if you didn't know, anyone in the UK certainly does know, because we all massively resent the BBC in the UK. Most people hate the BBC. Especially now that they've released the Country File episode to claim, and I kid you not, that the countryside was racist. That's something that the BBC does. And we will have to pay for it. Well, we don't. We just have the threat of imprisonment if we don't. Anyway, I digress. Ladies and gents, I'm making a movie. These will be some of the last few times I talk about it, really. We've got the posters there. There's a link down below in the description box, a Teespring store, and also a GoFundMe. So check it out. If you want to donate $5 or more, you're in for a chance of winning something. And it just also helps people make something new, you know? Like, people keep banging on about reboots, remakes, and all these kind of things. And then, hey, look, I try to make something new and original. It's entertaining, hopefully. Be good to give back and donate. But whatever, let's look at this. Doctor Who rumour. It says Jodie Whitaker and Chris Chinballs are out after Series 13. It's hugely promising, right? It is, but then that's where I just go, but really? Are they going to be? Because, this is the BBC. And this is the problem. You know, this is the problem. But then, their writing's been on the wall for a while. But because their writing's been on the wall for a while and they've not done anything, it makes you think that it's not going to happen. So, who knows? A new Doctor Who rumour details that current Doctor Who actor Jodie Whitaker and showrunner Chris Chibnalls are out after Series 13. Obviously, like I said at the start, the rumour comes from Nerdrotic's Gary. And he said, and I quote, "Well, I've got some of these rumours to talk about. It looks like Chris Chibnalls, and the first female Doctor played by Jodie Whitaker, who we will lovingly call Dr. Karen, might be on their way out." I do like the faces she pulls are utterly hilarious. I've done some videos in the past and on Doctor Who, and the thumbnails that you can make are they're brilliant. They're the best thumbnails ever. Just because she has quite a funny, she emotes quite a lot, very expression-full face. Later in the video, Gary would then explain that this is a rumour, obviously. And he states that, as with all rumours, please take this with a grain of salt, but sometimes rumours can become stories, but I can't verify any of this because I don't work at the BBC, and that makes sense. Now, so he says, but this does come from the same sources who told me that they would be swapping the Doctor's original gender, because they did, and that the Doctor would originally be a female, and that they would be retconning the Doctor's past, and that this is what we saw play out in The Timeless Children, which most people hated. Now, again, like a lot of people who watch my channel, predominantly they are from America, right? So I don't know if you guys know any of this, but the BBC has faced massive criticism in the UK. Huge criticism, in fact. There's campaigns being set up to defund the BBC, just telling people how you don't have to pay your license, and basically just trying to just get the BBC to grind to a halt, because they are a joke. Like, the British taxpayer thinks they are a joke, by and large. They've lost a lot of support, a lot of people don't like them, and a lot of people are really, really sick of paying for it. Because if you don't know, in the UK, it's almost like coercion. They say that if you don't buy a TV license, you cannot watch any live TV. And they imply that you have to have a TV license just to own a TV. Which you don't have to do, but they threaten you with imprisonment, literally taking you to court and throwing you in prison if you don't pay for a TV license. It's a really draconian, outdated system, and it doesn't. The thing is that the BBC doesn't reflect the populace in the UK. It genuinely doesn't, and they're losing a lot of support. So this is where I can think that, oh yeah, maybe they are. But then I know that they've just said that they're going to spend, bearing in mind this is the BBC, the most diverse station in the whole bloody planet. Literally every single adaptation has to be gender swapped, race swapped, everything swapped. They're now saying, again, thanks to all the BLM stuff, they're going to go, yeah, another £100 million of my money, taxpayers' money, into diversity. More diversity. It's like, how can you get even more diversity? It's diverse city. Get it? Diverse city. I see myself out. So yeah, I don't know whether this is true. It's very difficult. I hope it is. Now, Gary then goes on into details on the rumour. Says, according to my source, this will indeed be Chris Chinballs and Jodie Whitaker's final season on Doctor Who. Yes, we've heard this before. Starburst magazine reported back in 2018 that Jodie Whitaker and Chris Chinballs might be leaving after season 12. That obviously didn't happen, although we have seen series 13, although we haven't seen series 13 yet. He continues, now we saw some evidence earlier in the year that they were thinking about splitting the season, and it looks like, according to my source, due to the impending delay that might happen, and it might be split into 2 separate seasons while filming it all at once. We will see when and if that actually happens. As far as the next Doctor is concerned, according to my source, it is still up in the air whether it's going to be a male or a female, and obviously no decision has been made, and one might not be made for years, and I doubt the show could even survive that. I'd imagine they'll double down and just put a female, in fairness, and I don't, it's fine if they do, it's not really the point, but it'd be weird if they didn't, to be perfectly honest. They've been building towards this. If they didn't do a female Doctor next, I'd be really surprised. I just think that that's what they're probably going to do. Now, he does go on into detail that the events of the Timeless Children will not be retconned. Are the events of the Timeless Children going to remain canon, or are they going to retcon it? Well, they will add on to it, but they aren't going to retcon it anytime soon, so don't get your hopes up. Which is always a shame, because when you're dealing with stuff like that, you can always just retcon it, but, whatever. My source can confirm that not everyone is happy with the direction of Doctor Who, and despite what the BBC says publicly, they're not happy with the ratings, but they are very happy with the show editorially. Now, the thing is that the UK, they're making it for free anyway, but I'm aware it's like a cross promotion and they've got distribution elsewhere which gets them money. So they're not going to be happy with the ratings elsewhere, but they're not going to care about the UK ratings. I can promise you that. It's not what they will not care. And here is, look, so here's the ratings, right? So Doctor Who tanked in the ratings, especially in the United Kingdom. The first episode of Series 12, titled Spyfall Part 1, saw 6.89 million watch. But by the final episode, The Timeless Children viewership was down to 4.69. That is not a small amount. That's a really big amount to lose. It's shocking. It's really, really shocking. But they won't care. I promise you. You've got to remember, guys, the UK populace have been mouthing off to the BBC for years and years and years. They don't care. They haven't done anything about it. In fact, they always double down. So I can tell you now that they're not going to care about the ratings in the UK. That's from someone that lives in the UK, breathes the UK, literally. They're not going to care. I promise you that. They will care about the stateside viewership, because that's where they would have sold distribution rights. So, yeah. In the United States, Doctor Who Series 12 saw 790,000 people tune in to watch Spyfall, but by Timeless Children, viewership was down, or basically half, right? So 374,000, which is crazy. Really, really, really crazy. Now, Doctor Who will continue with the festive special Revolution of the Daleks. Mandip Gill, who plays Yasmin Khan in Doctor Who, confirmed to Radio Times that they've already filmed the special. I think I'm allowed to say, yes, the festive special has been filmed. They filmed that bloody early on. She added it was absolutely pure luck that we happened to have filmed it. I guess it's the way it always films. They filmed the special at the same time as Series 12. There you go. There's the rumour. Chinballs, maybe gone, along with Jodie Whitaker. I've got no reason to doubt Gary at Nerdrotic, but I just doubt the BBC. So I actually don't know what to make of this. But there you go. Let me know down below in the comment section if you're new here. Do hit subscribe. Stay up to date on the world of pop culture movie news by hitting the bell notification icon. Follow me over on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. H Reviews. Thank you all so much. Take care.